Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of us taking on Book 3 of Dragonfable. Last episode, we just made contact with the wind. This episode, we are going to help them more than we did the last time around. Well, we're going to help them the moment that we have the cryptic clause. We are now actually starting to catch up, and we are going to enjoy catching up because having all these done is actually kind of really fun. Though I am rather not looking forward to doing all the grinding to get the correct gear for the inn challenges and the level, but that's easier. We are in Soloneska. Last episode, we helped out with the memorial that this person wanted, Lysa Farn wanted. So let's see if there's something to the right here. Someone's stargazing. Those that I love have been captured by the rose, enslaved. I won't rest until their ivory tower falls. And unfortunately we can't do anything, but here you see anything interesting here to help. But here do see some healing pads. Or well, what will be healing pads in a few future quests. Now then, let's go on up to Kara. Here's Kara, and this is the teleporter that instantly brings you up. Welcome, Jaina. I am Kara Selena, leader of the Wind. It's nice to meet you. I'm sure you have many questions of me, but first I must ask of yourself. Why have you sought us out? What are you looking for with the Wind? Until recently I was frozen in a massive block of ice. It seems that while I was indisposed, the world has changed. I want to learn everything I can about what has happened, and I want to help those in need wherever I can. After all, I am a hero. Informing oneself is a wise step. Thank you for humoring my request. Now, what would you ask of me, Jaina? Who exactly are the Wind? I've been told you're a rebellion against the Rose, but why? And what is your goal? We are a collection of those who have been wronged, or know those who have been wronged by the actions of the Rose. We are refugees, fighters, volunteers and family. We even have a contingent of dragon lords. We rescued whoever we can from the Rose, but maybe it's time we took more active measures in stopping their tyranny. If you're willing to join us to help our cause, we may be able to start pushing the Rose back. About the Rose, I've only heard rumors of the terrible things they've done. I met some of them myself, and while strict, I didn't see any evidence of wrongdoing. The Rose is complicated. Missed that. Let me go ahead and look up the actual correct Rasulema. There may be those with good intentions, but they all run unchecked. It all comes down to Jania. Jania? She is the leader of the Rose. After she saved Lore, she rose to prominence as a hero and a savior, but she's since withdrawn, and so her organization has grown and spread beyond their vision. Many now take advantage of the name of the Rose to pursue their own agenda, but the responsibility still lies with Jania. The Rose is her organization, and their actions are therefore hers. Even so, I cannot believe that Jania would approve of the methods being used by her subordinates. So, what have these subordinates been doing? The rumors you've heard are all true. The Rose captures and imprisons magical creatures and peoples, all in the name of protecting Greengard and Lore from the dangers of magic. I hope you will be willing to help us stop the Rose and save those who can be saved. Now then, we can enter our guest, but we just want to use Fluffy, little Fluffy. The Rose continues to oppress and imprison the innocent. With your help, Jaina, I believe we can strike back and turn the storm. Well then, let's go ahead and do smoke in the trees. One of my watchers has brought disturbing news to me regarding a nearby village. It's time to see the actions of the Rose for yourself. Welcome to the Tower of the Rose. All we have are rumors and whispers. How have they not been found by now? I apologize, General Countess, but since we have orders not to interfere with Falcon Reach, it's hard to track their scouts. Excuse the sea. That's all you ever have for me. I can send more patrols into the swamps, but we can't just keep sending troops in. Few, if any, make it out, and any maps we make are inaccurate, but the next time we try. Let's see. It is not enough. Ever since we crushed the sanctuary, the wind has been an annoyance. The buzzing mosquito that threatens to breed. I don't care if you have to burn the swamp and all in it to the ground. They must be eliminated before word of their cause spreads further. Get out from behind your desk and do not fail me, Z. I will not, General. Such filth must be swept away. The reach of the Rose cannot be stopped by mere insects. And so, we have met Acanthus, the leader of the militant side of the Rose, and the general of the Rose. We have our orders. Our scouts have been monitoring at the location of a clock-in settlement on the edge of the Trobung Swamp. According to some of our guests from the town, they occasionally make contact with the rebellion. Our orders are to capture as many clock-in as possible and destroy the settlement. When the rebellion shows up to save the day, we will capture them as well. We're destroying the settlement, sir? Yes, soldier. Some of you are new recruits who haven't been on the receiving end of rebellion attacks. These settlements of magical creatures are fronts for the training grounds for wind forces. They fill the heads of these animals with lies and deceit to gain their trust. Damn it. I have some double clicking going on. We must detain them and rehabilitate them all. Any other questions? No, sir. Very well. Move out. Recently, there have been disturbing reports from our ally, Nikki. Nikki? She is a very secretive mage who joined our cause some time ago. Her specialities of stealth and scouting have proven useful. I fear that the aspects of her actions may have been indirectly detected by the Rose, however. So, she's a spy? What's in her report? The Rose has apparently been targeting a Clockin village in the swamp, observing and occasionally taking captives. Nikki has been evacuating the few she can while trying to remain undetected, but it seems that a larger Rose force is now on the way. Lady Kara! Is everything alright, Bota? What's the matter? Nikki has returned. She is injured, but the news from my village. My family. Nikki is back, but she was supposed to be keeping watch. She says the Rose attacked and she couldn't just stay at him. And I ran as fast as I could. I left my family behind to come to your event. Please, you must save them. I see. It seems the Rose has acted much quicker than we expected. We must put a stop to this at once. You wanted to see the evidence of the evils of the Rose, Jaina? You're welcome to join me. Please, but do not worry. We will do everything in our power to save what we can. In the past, before I was frozen, I had to deal with clock and ambushes and annoyances on my adventures. I didn't know they could at all. Not that they ever gave me much chance to try. Just as there are humans who commit great evils, there are Clockin who eschew their tribes and are full of hatred. As the Clockin are normally so secluded, it makes sense that you've only had poor encounters with the ones you've met in the past. I see. Well, let's get going and save the ones we can. Maybe I can learn more about them in the future. And yes, Kara is a mandatory guest here. Also, yes, this is the start of a very poorly written part where the hero apparently killed the Clockin and now must pay or something like that. We aren't entirely sure because, well, it was very, very poorly written. And hit. So yeah, we're taking out the Rose where we can, and we're trying to save those poor Clockin. It would be more sympathetic if they weren't at this point written so badly that no amount of rewriting can really save them. But it's better now that it's rewritten, instead of them randomly accusing us of murderous rampages and other things like that. Also, yes, universal cooldowns were just figured out here, so basically everyone has the universal cooldowns for these guests. Which is annoying, to put it mildly. And a full heal, the quicker way to do it. And the Link's Fairy Circle as well. But yeah, that's the quicker way to do the healing than the healing pads. And it heals everyone equally, which might be a benefit, might be a negative. The universal cooldowns on that stun are mostly a negative though. And now we have to find the hidden path. Because this is not the path. I happen to know where the hidden path is, I believe. But it's still so annoying. Because you have to find the hidden path when you first play through yourself. It was here? No. Yeah, here. It's not as bad as the old sewer quest for Tomix Saga, but that one was randomly generated to be as annoying as possible. This one does not have that excuse. One path. The other path. Both, however, lead to the same place in this one. And I mean, it's not like we need that much experience to go out of our way to grab them. Do they have? No, they do not have. But now we are getting near to the wastes. Too late. We got here as fast as we could. But we weren't fast enough. The poor Clockin. Over here. Found some rebels. Alright, you two. You're under arrest by the authority of the Rose of Swordhaven under suspicion of banditry and unauthorized magic use. Come along quietly for questioning, or things will have to get rough. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for providing us with the excuse. Let me... we aren't yet at the 20k cap. Ooh, we have multiple DOTs stacked. Unfortunately, that doesn't increase our bonus, but... well, it's always nice to deal more damage. And as you can see, we deal a lot of damage. Why 27 damage though? Okay, let's go ahead and do the nuking option. Instead of the defensive option. Kara, I think we're done. Yeah, let's go before... No. Not one step closer. This isn't what I signed up for. Who are you? My name's Karat. When I signed up to join the Rose, I didn't realize that this was what I'd be doing. I thought I'd be protecting Greengard, like the Guardians, not burning down villages. And yet you're here. You didn't try to stop them. No, I can't make this right. Please, let me go. I'll give you anything you want. Yeah, I have the location where we took the clock and other prisoners too. It's a small facility in the forest outside Swordhaven. I swear, I didn't know the Rose was like this. Why not leave? Why not take action? I have a family in Southaven. I can't just leave them behind. Even if you don't believe me. This isn't what I wanted. Kara? Let him run. He poses no threat to us. But this... It appears as though we still have a chance to save these poor souls. And possibly others. Will you join us, Jaina? After what we've seen here today? Absolutely. And here you can buy the different crystal blades. Decent earth damage, decent stats. Looks like not everyone in the Rose is happy about their methods. More importantly, the Vint now has a target. The Rose won't know what hit them. And we got the blue crystal blade. A wand. Let's sell it. I sent some of my watchers to look into the location that Russell directed us towards. It's a prison on the border of the swamp, and it's where the Clockkin and other prisoners have been taken as well. Are you with us? I'm so sad that we don't get these weapons. Thank you for agreeing to join us on this mission, Jaina. Now that we know where the Clockkin were taken, thanks to that soldier Karat, it's time for us to strike. I noticed a lot of Vint are preparing for battle. Are they going to come with us? Only as backup. We sent some scouts ahead, and the facility seems to be much more than simply a prison. It's a fortress. Assaulting it with few resistance members we have now would likely cause undue attention. However, if a pair of renegades were to slip in on the breeze, well, I trust your capabilities and mine. I'd rather not risk my people unnecessarily. You can count on me. I'm glad to hear it. After we've gathered the attention of the Rose inside the fort, we'll have a group of scouts waiting outside to escort any liberated prisoners. With any luck, they'll be able to make it back here before the Rose can call in reinforcements. So, shall we? Kara! Please, tell me, is Elane among the prisoners you intend to rescue? Agorek, you must calm yourself. Take a breath. I cannot say for certain if she is in the fortress, Agorek, but you have my word that if she is there, we will find her. Thank you. Thank you. I must believe in you and Jaina. If you seek her, she has red hair, like an orchid, and you will know her too by her defined will. She is strong. She is my everything. Oh, Agarai. I don't want to make any false promises. I can only imagine this is one Rose prison among many, but we will do what we can. I understand, but I cannot help but be hopeful once again. If, with your aid, Kara is willing to make such a move against the Rose, then I hold on to the knowledge that, if not today, then one day we may be reunited. Thank you, Jaina. Word of your return is spreading, Jaina, and with it, a beacon of hope. The whispers of the return of their hero follow the wind wherever it goes, and the hope you inspire draws others to join the Vind. But such talk can wait till after. Are you prepared, Shayna? Let's do this. That person won't know what hit it. So, the border prison. This is a quest that I don't mind, to be honest. I really don't mind this quest. I just hate the amount of times that I have had to do it. Because, unfortunately, I'm not lucky enough to get good rolls on getting the quest you want to do. The reward you want. You can get the reward Ogorak's treasure, which is a level 90 belt and great for healing, because it has an innate minus 10 health. However, you can also get 6 other belts. You can of course buy what you want for DCs at the end of this quest, but that's a waste of DCs. That really honestly is a waste of DCs, so you mostly end up stuck with having to do this quest a lot, which is annoying, really annoying. And we have a clock in. Controlled. Unfortunate. One potion remaining to steal. One hit remaining to deal. And we went level up. So now we're level 47. Ah, the heal we can eat, which got brought back for some reason. Whatever. Then an attack, then the multi. And those were rogues. You have the energizers, which are their mage equivalent, because of course they wouldn't use mages. That's for the people they are trying to defeat. And evil besides. That's a warrior that we can luckily avoid. And the others, that's the unfortunate part. Ooh, we got a DOT going on. It's a nice day for car duty, isn't it? Quiet and lazy. Just the way it should be. Here. Hey, what do you think that cat looks like? Which one? That one there. What? No, it looks just like Moglin. A Moglin. I thought it looked like Lady Janet. Something's not right. The creatures we fought on the way here. They were chained. Yes, I can't imagine they were fighting of their own will. And if the path of such atrocity leads here, then we may be stepping into something even more heinous than we expected. What is the rose doing? This is nothing like what I saw in the Sandsea. It's horrible. I cannot see Chania approving of such methods. But if not her, then who? Regardless of the Rose's internal policies, we cannot stand for this. When we head in, we'll split up. I'll tackle the upper floors, and if you'll get any of the ground floors and any of the dungeons. We shall leave a pathway of safety for the prisoners in our wake. When we're done, meet me back out here with the scouts and the other prisoners. Understood. Let's deal with them. Oh no. You didn't manage to parry it. You're here to rescue us? You must be from the Wind. I thought after they raided the sanctuary, we'd be safe. But they hunted us down all the same. So yeah, the benevolent Rose we met at the very first part of this saga. They're the flower. Everyone else got taken upstairs. We're the only ones left down there. We're safe! We're safe! Don't delete it! They took everyone else away. I don't know where. You say you're from the southern clubs? I think I had a great uncle from there. And that is a variation on the Snuggle Bear outfit. The tall one thinks we can tell, but we know he's from the West Tribe. Even in such terrible conditions, we meet new family. There is hope, yet. This must be where they keep the high-risk dust bunnies, eh? Are you Elena? Who's asking? I appreciate that you unlocked my cell, but that doesn't mean I know you. Red hair, check. Strong will, check. Yep, Ogarek's description is right on. I'm Jaina. Ogarek's been worried sick about you, you know? He made it then, that big softy. Yes, I'm Elena. Thank you for the rescue. When I told him to run, when I stood against the rose, I thought I'd never... He's waiting for you with the wind. The resistance. Are you fit to move? I can manage. Then let's get you out of here. I've had enough of this cell. Some fresh air sounds wonderful. Took you long enough. Is this all of them? And where is Kara? I'm sorry, I assume you're leading the scouts? I don't believe we've met yet. I am Tefasar, and you are Chena. Now, if the pleasantries are out of the way, what of Kara? We split up when we entered the fortress. If she hasn't come back out yet, then you better go back in and find her. We will send back the weak and wounded immediately. But this can't have been all the prisoners. No, certainly not. I'll find out what happened to Kara and all of the other Clawkin. Do hurry. And here you can get all the treasures you want. And yes, this is a non-DA treasure. Agarak gave you this small carved wooden keepsake to hang from your belt for good luck. Despite your protests, he insists that it would help you find Elena. You found Elena and some other prisoners, but many Clawkin are still missing, and Kara hasn't come out yet. Time to go back in. And we got the Vin trophy belt, aka cell full. Oh yes. Yeah, no, I think I like this one more. So, that will also be selling the Cryosphinx amulet. A change of command, eh? Once Elena is safe, find me and we'll face the monster that has been making the shackles. Time to find Kara and rescue the rest of the Clawkin. Unconscious soldiers. Kara must have gone through them. Oh, and that one's just sleeping. A complaint letter about the resident Magus. Half of it is hastily scrawled over. Oh. Maybe this one tripped and fell? Definitely Kara's work though. There's an argument going on through that open door. Sounds like Kara. A stack of papers. Seems to be a catalog of missing items from the armory. Please, Magus, can't you see the pain you're causing them? Taking their families, their freedom. This is beyond cruel. And yet, such cruelty has delivered me exactly what I desired. Exactly as planned. You capture no more innocents. Capture? Capture? The latest iteration of my anti-magic shackles don't merely capture. By redirecting a being's natural flow of magic to the shackles, they are not only captured, but placated, pliable. It's awful. It's Golomancy. And it's brought you here. The leader of your little rebellion. The Breeze, was it? You put the Clawkin and the others through so much pain. Just to reach me? Of course! If we couldn't locate you, we'd just have to poke and prod what we could find, and sooner or later, that traitor Carrot served us all well too. Led you right here. The Countess was right, yet again. I can't let you continue this. This has to stop. Bah! Clearly you aren't going to submit peacefully. Guards! Caesar! Oh, no you don't. No, it can't be! You're gone! Frozen! Do you know me? No, Canthus didn't tell me about this. Guards! Guards! Don't let him escape. I'll protect the prisoners. Let's go, full tryhard. So yeah, we're going all in on defending and backstabbing and multi-hitting. I like this song as a fight song. It's a good song. And they crit. That's one group of cards dealt with. Now let's focus on the second group of cards. The columns fled back through the fort. These clocking must be my priority. Go! So yeah, we've... Nope, not this way, this is broom closet. So yeah, let's go all out, shall we? Also, yeah, the Rose is quietly terrified of, well, I say quietly, they're terrified of their hero. To be honest, with very good reason. Because this seems to be the prime way of pissing off the hero they have. Being themselves. Unfortunately, he didn't go for the locked door and leave us a convenient path to track him through. And we have the DRT on that. That is quarterly library of Megacy are off limits. Do not bother to make us in anyway. Always meddling. Always in the way. Hey, stop. You're pretty fast for an old guy. Wait, Have we met before? Have we met? It is I, Zed, the Golemancer. Good for you. Well, you're not getting away, Zed. We'll see about that. Golems, to me! And now to make my escape. Two rose golems. So much for a non-magic organization, eh? Also, yes, Zed is apparently a character. People were very confused when he was introduced. Same as a different Rose agent who turned up. Also turned out to be a character from a old event, a very old event, and the reason the writer included that character was because she was only familiar with the very oldest of events. He also said from Frostfall 2009. This one was released. Let's see, the old version of this one was released in 2013. So, yeah, that's old character. Didn't really do much then. And paranoia boost is reset to 0. Whoops. There you are. As you can see, the Cloakin and I have made it out safely. What have we? The coward fled behind his soldiers and golems. I'm sorry, Kara. I'm sure we'll meet him again. Searchworms will always find a way to wriggle to the surface. Most importantly, we saved all the Cloakin and prisoners we could. What of the fort? Now that it's empty, could the Wind take it over? A tempting idea, but we weren't prepared to do so. We don't have the forces necessary to hold it. The Rose will be back with reinforcements before long. And should we try to hold this fort, it would just give them another reason to ply Swordhaven for resources. Come, Jaina. Let us return to Sulaneska before we must fight our way back.
You had her, Z. You had her, and you let her slip away on the wind.
I apologize, General. I couldn't have planned for Jaina.
Jaina! You'll have to tell me more about this Jaina. But worry not, Z. Your shackles aren't the only way to control creatures. Diplomacy, alliances, history, and politics.
General?
But a backup plan is always welcome. Just in case, fit those shackles of yours for dragons.
We can get the Rose Makers up from here, but... Well, that's very worrying, to be honest. We now have to probably face dragons. And that's not something we want, to be honest. To be honest, that's really not something we want. Good timing, Jaina. One of the Clocken leaders has just arrived. I imagine she'd want to thank you personally. Then it is true. Our people are safe. Yes, Bajaku. Thanks to the brave efforts of Jaina and the others of the friend. Yes. Jaina, this is Bajaku. She is a Kujo of Nikwaikia. So formal, Kara. Hello, Jaina. You may consider me a leader of the Clockin that you saved. Thank you, Jaina, for saving my people. It's nice to meet you, Bashiko, and I couldn't just stand by and let the Rose do whatever they want. I'm glad I could be of assistance. But this Rose, they kidnap us and enslave us because of our magic? What has magic done that has offended them so? For many of the Rose, magic has been the source of pain, of suffering and of heartbreak. For the leader, most of all. By suppressing magic, their mind, they desire to make everything right, safe and balanced. Then they are misguided. Loss and pain is tragic, but they are a part of the natural order of life. If they believe magic to be the cause of the their woes, and they seek the impossible. Wise word, Koyo Bajaku. We of the Vind agree. If the Rose truly seeks such a ravenous flame, then the Goakia will never be safe. Indeed, and as we've seen recently, the Rose will not be content to leave you be. Do you think you could convince the other Clockin leaders and villagers to join rank with us? With ease. The Rose threatens us all. Thank you, Bashaku. No, thank you, Jaina. With a strong, worthy fighter like yourself, the Clockin will be lining up to fight at your side. Apologies for the interruption. I bring urgent word of Rose troop movements. Nikki, there's no need to apologize. Report. Rose units have started making their way in directions of the Buokia village. Then, I must be off. The Guakia shall not stand by. One moment, Bashaku. There's more. Kara, the target may be the Buokia, or they may have found the haven. I see. Marisa has reported an unusual gathering of dragons nearby as well. She is keeping a watchful eye on them now. But if the Rose and the dragons have allied, then this is grave news. We must warn them and begin preparations. I'm sorry, what's going on? This talk of dragons makes my fur stand on end. Right. I apologize, but we must be brief. Jaina, this is Nikki. She is the spy I mentioned to you before, who warned us of the Rose attack on Guaikia. Nikki, you've seen Jaina, have you not? Indeed, your actions live up to the stories. It's nice to finally meet you, Nikki. Good. Now, the Haven is a hidden fort where the local group of Torfiri have lived for quite some time in peace. We've tried to make inroads into an alliance with them, but so far most of our efforts have been rebuffed. They do trust our ally, Miresa, however, so she may be our way in. For reasons that would take too long to explain for full at the moment, if dragons were to find them, it would spell disaster for their people. Buokia Clockin seem to be in the path of the Rose as well. We cannot We must not let what happened to the Kwakia happen again. Understood. We will head for the Buakia Kraken first, but we don't have the forces to escort them all back to Soloneska and defend the haven as well. We will somehow have to convince the Dravir to provide sanctuary. There is no other option. I shall accompany you. You may need me to convince the Buakia to the truth of your words. We have no time to lose. I shall notify Typhus of our plans to begin mobilization of the faint forces toward the haven. Right, let's get going. Which way to go? Well, at least let's deal with all the rows we find on our path. So yeah, both ways circle around and both end up with you ending up here, as far as I know. I just happen to go with the left path. Looks like this is the edge of the swamp. Should be the right way. As you can see too, the dragon actually has a lot of bonus. I believe it is 100 bonus. So or plus 75 maybe. So the dragon is actually fairly competent at hitting people through shields, at least if they are the weaker shields. Of course, the dragon is also quite competent at leaving them at 1 HP. There's a hit burrow of some kind under that tree. Hit by Clockend, perhaps? Oh no, you hit me. So, I was wrong, and apparently the other path also leads to this way of getting here. Either way really leads to the same outcome, so doesn't really matter. Fetch north. This must be the Buakia village. Clarkin of Buakia, it is I, Gujabajical. Hearken to my words. An impending doom is coming that threatens to destroy your village and steal away your lives. You must hurry. Pack what you absolutely need and come with us to safety. But Kushalahaku has not yet returned from a parley. Leaku, what? She really went to parley with the rose? I wonder. She thought that Perhaps our village may be spared if she told them of the Dravier. No, no, no. The Rose will not stop with the Haven. Your village is still in danger. The Gorkia suffered greatly at the hands of the Rose. Our village burned, our people enslaved. You must not trust them. Gojalayaku and their guards have not even returned. For this Burkia, do you not understand? As you say, Kujo, we will follow. Well done, Bashaku, Nikki. Without your presence, I doubt we could have convinced them otherwise. Where to next? The Haven? Yes, Nikki, go on ahead. We will catch up to you when the Burkia are ready to go. Understood. The Rose will be here before long. Oh, stubborn Burkia, back faster! Here we are. Nikki should be waiting for us just inside. But we're here? And where is it? Observe. Come on through. All of you. Hurry on through. Right. Let's go, everyone. These are the refugees you spoke of? So many Clarken. You must let us in. Rose pursues them even now.
And you let them to us?
As I've said, that's the least of your worries. The dragons!
And as I've told you, Lady Maritha has yet to return from...
I heard you were looking for me, Shrazini. Lady Maritha. Let them in. They speak the truth. At once, my lady. And now we have... Oeh, ik kon Dravier aan. So now we have access to the Haven. And... a gun Dravier aan. Looks quite nice, to be honest. It's not quite my Dravier of choice though. That one is in the Siege of Haven, I believe. The threat to the Haven is imminent. We have to convince the Dravier to accept our resistance before it's too late. As you can see, the old Dravier designs and a new design. Welcome to the Haven, Kara. And you? I don't believe I've met. It's good to see you safe, Marissa. This is Jaina, the hero of Falcon Range. It's nice to meet you, Marissa. Likewise, I've heard many stories of your exploits before you were frozen. I look forward to working with you. Marissa is a Dragon Lodge, and together with her partner Atme, she has been helping us protect the Haven and the Dravier who live there. And it seems we've finally been able to open the doors, although I do wish it were in less dire circumstances.
Lady Maritha and Dogma have shown themselves worthy of our respect. But the Vind have done nothing but bring us a rabble of Clarken liabilities.
I apologize, Razani, but the Clarken have nowhere else to go. Should you have us, though, we will help to defend the Haven as though it were our own.
And in doing so, brought the enemy closer to our walls. As guest of Lady Maritha, I will refrain from being disrespectful. I will take my leave. Lady Henrietta, the guests are in your care.
Kara and Jaina, please forgive Shrazeni. As Kara is well aware, most of the Dravir are slow to trust, and for good reason. Their history is tragic and full of conflict. I understand their fear of betrayal all too well. I'm afraid I don't know much, if anything, about Dravir history. What happened to them? For most of their recorded existence, the Dravir were enslaved by dragons. Their recorded existence, that is, the dragons erased whatever culture had come before, and the Dravir only knew slavery and subservience. It was until the Elemental Wars 1,000 years ago that some Dravir managed to escape, and even then, they were directionless. All they knew was slavery. Even now, there are Dravir who believe the dragons to be their creators, although some of the old artifacts we've discovered suggest otherwise. While the rule of dragons is no longer as widespread as it once was, many Dravir still dread their return, and are thus exceptionally wary of any threats. It took quite some time for them to trust me, and especially my dragon partner Agni. But that they could gives me hope that they may become great allies to the Wind in times to come. Oh, that really does explain a lot. I hope so, if what is said about you is true. I can only imagine you've come across enslaved or lost Dravir in your adventures. I certainly have clashed with them in the past, multiple times. They were given no choice but to fight, just as you were given no choice but to defend yourself. The Dravir will understand it and will not hold it against you. The history lesson has been wonderful, Marita, but the Rose offensive is surely imminent. Do you have any word of the dragons? Yes, and it is not looking good. I don't know how, but they're definitely on the scent of Haven. I suspect the involvement of the Rose, while they do not have the means to communicate with the dragons. It is possible they are attempting to make use of them to entrap the Dravir into an alliance, or worse. We can't let that happen. If the Dravir end up with Rose, they'll end up like the Clockin. Then on that front it is fortunate that you arrived before the Rose did. The fear of the dragons drives the Dravir to desperation, and we would have them rather turn to us than to the Rose to aid. You make us sound so manipulative. I don't know how comfortable I am I am stating the facts of the situation. Manipulative or not, you are the leader of the Wind, Kara, and I suggest that you take the opportunities that present themselves. Speaking of which, Jaina, I have a task of you. The stories say that you are bonded with a dragon. Is that true? That's correct. The name is Fluffy. And where is this Fluffy at the moment? Probably taking a nap in Falcon Reach. Why? The Dravir were impressed with the bond I have with Artner. Not of masters and servants, but as partners and friends. Perhaps seeing you and Fluffy would earn you and the Wind more of their respect. But do hurry. I'm sure the Rose and the Dragons will not wait for you to return. I'll do my best. In the meantime, we'll try to explain the situation to the Dravir. Maybe with some careful words, we can come to an agreement. One quick trip to Falcon Reach later. And so, that's what's happening. And we could all use your help. I don't care if they're dragons or flowers. I'll stop the bad guys. The roses aren't actually flowers. You met make a Sansa, remember? She smelled like flowers, though. Did she? Wait, no. We can't get distracted. Come on, Fluffy. We've got a haven to defend. Let's do this! Oh, hey, Jaina. Hey, Fluffy. Huh. Feels like I'm missing out on something big. Let's break the shackles on these. See, cute Fluffy. Best Fluffy. This one is quite a bit more difficult than I'm used to. Let's face it. Ooh, and following this we could of course, well, first off go ahead and check out Ogarak when we get back, and then go up to Kara again, but level up in between. Or well, spend our stat points, rather, after this quest. Mainly so that we begin with a 10 stack attack. I wanted to see whether or not this was more efficient. In terms of mana usage, I don't think so. And a blue dragon. Young one. Little youngling. But let's face these. Also, yeah, these dragons' head designs are pretty cool. But which ones are their eyes? And yes, while dragon colors do correspond to the element, these don't have the weakness that you would expect. Rather, they don't have any weakness. Probably due to the fact that they're so young they aren't really affiliated with an element yet. After all, Akraloth was so very weak to eyes. And now we have unlimited healing. So yeah, this is... They really went ahead and used their highly trained soldiers for this. And if I open with this, if that works. don't think it'll work on this one. Don't think it'll be necessary either, but still nice to see this. The OTs are amazing. Two crits, that's more than I'm used to at this point of paranoia stacking. Oh no. Also, yes, by the way, that does still get us our aimed bonus. And a young red dragon. A young red dragon. So delicate. We could have gone ahead and gotten the old red dragon that you face at the start of book 1, which says, you know, see you in 30 levels or so. That one we could have gotten ahead and faced, which would have been hilarious. But that's a book 1 quest, and I didn't particularly want to bother with, to be honest. A bag of gold. Now, isn't that awesome? I believe it adds like 200 gold directly to your inventory. Something like that. Fire. I hope that the next one off to the side is a healing pad, so we don't have to run back and forth. Because while this is the smart thing to do, it's also the boring thing to do. And I don't particularly like being boring. Nice. Sorry about my inattentiveness. I was looking up a few bits and yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Actually, yeah, let's turn off manual pet commands. Because this dragon doesn't really benefit from it. Just a clock in Wanderer then. Still unfortunate, but not as bad. As if Kuyo Daihaku, no, Leihaku was captured. No, that would have been bad. And with the infusion, then the backstab that I'm going to do is going to work amazingly well. Throw. And wrap it. Let's see which one of these two is the diversion. I think it's this one. Let's hope it's this one. Ooh, you parried that hit. Whoops. Still went through the shield. And we have a young light dragon. Unfortunately, still not attuned enough in order to get a weakness. Let me actually look up what that being enraged means. Just saw on the wiki, breathes darkness fumes at you and for 4 hits of 100% melee damage. Melee light damage. Don't think that darkness fumes then is the word you want to use, but who am I to complain? And yes, massively instant healing. As I said, it would be terrible if they managed to capture Kuizio Leihaku. Let me see after this turn whether or not I can reselect someone specifically. Okay. Then we will focus. Let's do one full hit.
Be blinded. That is the reality of the situation, then.
Yes, I apologize that the center must fall on the haven, but if the rose is leading the dragons here,
Then we are caught in a vice,
title drop.
and it seems our wings are forced.
The Clockin, who are able, will lend their aid. We have already pledged to the wind, and as the Dravir have given us shelter no matter how reluctantly, we must repay that debt. We will defend the haven whether you want us here or not. We'd prefer to be here with your blessing though.
It seems as though we have no choice. The Rose would threaten us with dragons while you would take responsibility for your actions. The choice is clear. We of the Haven will accept your support. However, with such paltry numbers, I have little confidence in our success in fighting this battle on two fronts. No, even with your aid, this may still be hopeless.
Am I late to the meeting? No, you're just in time, Jaina. And this must be... I'm Fluffy! Hello! This is Fluffy? Surprise, Purple Lady? I mean, no offense, but you sounded a lot larger in the stories. No. Excuse me? I'll have you know that I'm still a grown young dragon and I'm plenty ferocious. Jaina, can I breathe fire on this one, please? Please, excuse my disrespect, mighty Fluffy. Jaina, this young dragon is your friend? Yes, we've been through so much together, even saved the world a few times. The need for dragons to control and brew runs deep within them. That we have now seen another instance of dragon and person as friends is... I am ever amazed by the wonders that lore brings. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Fluffy. Hello, lizard person. With such allies at our side, I think we actually stand a chance. A small one, but let us prepare. Don't worry, we'll push back the rest. They won't breach the haven. It seems the wind got to the Dravir settlement earlier than expected, General.
And what of the dragons?
Still hot on the trail we laid out for them, sir.
A shame that the political option has been removed.
Sir?
Prepare the forces to attack the haven. And when the dragons get there, see if you can put some of these new tools to work.
Understood, sir.
The sanctuary, the haven, wherever they flee, whatever they name it, they are dangers to lore, unpredictable pockets just waiting to explode. But of course, you understand that. Do not fail me.
I will not, General Canthus, sir. Be happy to meet the Rose Agent, also known as, let's see, Rose Agent is Maximilian, he is most certainly a creature. This here is, by the way, where you can get the Dragonfable helm as a drop, which always looks like this. You can also, however, buy for 200 dragon coins, buy the Radiant Dragonfable helm, which is color custom. I can show how it looks on my other character at the end of this stream. Unfortunately, 18 gold isn't a lot. Now we are at the Siege of Haven. The Haven is under attack from both dragons and Rose. It's up to us to push them back.
Welcome to the Siege of Haven, Miniwar.
This one has been very recently completed. We are almost caught up with the reimagined part of the Dragonfable storyline. Here we can invite Nikki, we can invite Marita. You can get these Dragon Oculus, Dragon Mage Hoods, Dragon Orbit, and Dragon Eye. I myself really like the design of the Dragon Eye, but yeah, Dragon Oculus would be better for us. And even then, it's a 43 weapon. And that one, I think, blinks as well. Or just appears to. Huh. Then there is the DC version, which are the Dragon Mage Wings. Well, let's go ahead and read the opening. The Siege of Haven. With the Drevere accepting the aid of the wind and providing shelter to the Clawkin, Haven finds itself under siege from the competing forces of the Rose and the Flock of Dragon, all bent on the settlement's destruction. It's up to everyone to work together and find some way to push back the attacking forces. Introduction: taking a stand. I guess we're as prepared as we're going to be. Yeah. How are you holding up? Working with Clawkin and Drevere must be a new experience for you. It's definitely different from before. Before I was frozen, I mean. I can imagine, but what matters is that you're taking action. You're not standing aside and letting the rose do as they wish. You're helping to protect those that need protecting. You seem very passionate about that. I am. When the rose started hunting dragons, the other dragon lords decided to flee. To hide away and let the politics of Greenguard sort themselves out. They were content to seek the refuge of Dragon Grasp, while others suffered at the hands of the rose. I couldn't abide by that, nor could my partner Ortnja. So we left, and eventually we found Kara. The Dragon Lords are hiding? They call it preparing or maintaining a stance of non-intervention. They talk about how they don't want the people to be dependent on them, and nonsense about how they must balance instinct and ability. I call it cowardice. And you're the only Dragon Lord who disagreed? You and Ortnja were the only pair who left? There were quite a few of us with doubts, but due to the isolation of Dragon Grasp, news of the rose was slow to reach us. When we finally got word of what happened at Sanctuary, well, I lost my temper when it was decided to yet again not intervene. Ortnja and I left. I still keep in touch with my old friends. I hope with time and with more evidence of the rose's wrongdoings, I can convince them to come around, to bring them around to join the fence. Sounds like a worthy effort. Indeed. And I won't give up, while I may hold resentment toward the Dragon Lords and Dragons of Dragon Grasp. I hold faith that they'll do the right thing. Eventually. Yeah. Any words from Ortnja? Oh no. Get ready, Jaina. They're going to be on us at any moment. They're here! Everyone, get ready! The dragons and the rose have arrived! They're here. No. To battle. This is a rose wave. It features different amounts of rose and enslaved ones working together. We've stopped one wave, but more are coming. These are the mini war waves. This is another rose one. I want to show a dragon wave. Here you can see the dragon waves. Let me quickly look up what the other ones are. Dragon waves, rose waves. The rare waves for dragons are a single red dragon, which you get the message you don't look so tough, and the rare wave for the rose, again, a single rose mana huntress. Those were quite difficult actually. If I remember correctly, those were the ones that had a ridiculous amount of HP. Meanwhile, the normal waves are just combinations of this and a few others. Luckily, these didn't have any resistances, so we could just, slam through it. Oh, come on, Fluffy. But yeah, these were the war waves for this mini war. Let's go to a decisive blow. I take it from your turn that your mission went well, Nikki? Indeed. I've located the leader of the Rose forces. Well done. So, what's the plan? We're still holding strong, but we can't sustain the defense forever. Without fresh supplies from the outside, it's a matter of time before we're worn down. While the dragons are ferocious, without the Rose corralling them, they'll eventually disperse with enough counterforce. So we must strike at the Rose. If we can take out the leader of their forces here, we can drive the Rose into a retreat. Jaina, that job falls to you. The rest of us will hold off the Rose soldiers to buy you time. I trust you to do what must be done. Are you ready? Yes. Yes, we got this. Right, Fluffy? Yeah, you can count on us! Together, with Nikki, Kara, and Maritha, you managed to sneak into the Rose camp. What is this? What? How did you... What have you done to that dragon? Release it at once! Maritha, calm yourself. We have a job to do. The dragon is chained. We have to stop this. Such savagery. General Acanthus was right. You wind are dangerous to lure. This dragon has been tamed. It is under my command. The command of the Rose. Acanthus. You'll get your chance to meet him after you're pacified. Guards! Guards! The wind is here! Jaina, this one is yours. We'll buy you all the time you need. And who are you supposed to be? No matter. Just another threat to be brought low. Okay, you can target him first. Unfortunately, he just heals from the dragon. Or the dragon heals from him? I don't quite know, actually. Let's see. That's taking a stand. A decisive blow. Yeah. Okay, so he will just redirect all damage towards the bound dragon. So basically you're forced to kill the bound dragon first. So let's go ahead and do that. Also, he gets more frustrated every time. Ooh, that's annoying. That's really annoying, actually. He gets more frustrated every 10 turns, something like that. Anyway. It tries to recover. Every other turn he gets more frustrated. Damn it, wrong skill. They wanted this one. Nice, with that one attack in there. If we manage to kill him, this dragon, well, defeat this dragon, then we can use the blind in order to make certain that we win. Let me put it that way. Blind so that his boost is negated. Right. Yeah, that's boost. Let's first heal. Damn it! And we have basically won. Because Maximilian here isn't that big of a threat. And we still have 4 potions. He doesn't. But we have 2 more turns remaining and no more dealing with a what's it called? With a protection, with a shield coming online, so one last turn. Let's just use that as an attack. As I said, we can easily deal with him. It's the dragon that makes things annoying. Which, to be honest, is usually the case with this one. And we've won. No. No. It can't be. I know you. You're Jaina. And you're helping the Vind. I must... No, this isn't right. I must inform General Acanthus. Dragon, help me. Dragon! Wait, get back here! Artney. Oh, what's that? Artney? I guess that works. Later. So, Acanthus is behind these attacks. He was the one that masterminded the sanctuary assault, wasn't he? I don't understand. How could Jania support such atrocities? Excuse me? I apologize if I'm interrupting. No, there's no need to apologize. How are you and your people faring? Fascinating. Thanks to you, Lady Marita, the Vind, and yes, even the Klaken. Haven still stands. The dragons have scattered, and the rose retreated. I come to offer my thanks. We could not stand idle by, and let you and your homes be destroyed. We only did what was right. Regardless of your reasoning, it is by your blessings that we are still here today. Let's see. I hope this isn't too forward of me, but should you want, Seleneska and the Vind are ever open to the Dravir. It is a tempting offer, but we Dravir are a proud and independent people to a fault. Many, no, most of us, will be content with finding a new haven, a new place to live. I see. While I am disappointed, I understand that choice. The dangers of a rebellion are far too well known to us. That said, we leave it to the individual Dravir. I will let your invitation be known. Those that wish to join the Vind against the Rose shall be free to decide for themselves. A wise decision, Razemi. Perhaps with time, our peoples will be able to come together in peace, but not while the threat of the Rose and the Dragons looms over us. Farewell. General Acanthus, I must not fail. And we can get Dragon's Quill, Dragon's Plume, and Dragon's Wing. Quite pretty for rose weapons. So yeah, let's complete the quest. And we got Dragon's Wing. Return to Seleneska. To Seleneska, because we have to say hello to Ogarak and Alina. Alina is safe. She has returned to me. Thank you so much, Jaina. I appreciate your aid, Jaina. I hope Ogarak didn't give you too much trouble while I was away. No, none at all. I'm glad you're both doing well. So, isn't that a happy ending? Now then, let me just show you the what's it called? The Radiant Dravir helm that I just put away into the bank, so, you know, bank, Manage inventory. Radiant. Draver Warhelm. Okay, so as you can see in the preview, it looks like this. If you equip it, not equip it, if you show it, equip this one and then show this one, you will see that it takes from your primary armor for this and your secondary armor color for here. I really like that. I really like that. But it depends on what you want. However, for now, we end this episode having saved the Haven and the Draver from having to choose between slavery with the Rose and slavery with the Dragons. I will see you all next week.